Want to return to some of those remarks that Steve was making. Zhao and Xi Jinping both saying and both really courting foreign investment. But does China really offer the transparency, the regulatory clarity, the consistency that foreign investors are looking for?
It's a fascinating time in Chinese markets, that's for sure. The headwinds continue, demographics, geopolitics, property, but the tailwinds are there as well. So it's worth remembering the scale of this economy. Roughly, China is a $17.5 trillion GDP economy. So if China grows by maybe 6%, 6.5% nominal this year, that's around $1.2 trillion, which standalone would be a G20 economy. So for sure there are headwinds. Those are ongoing and presenting significant challenges, particularly for Western investors. I think that's clear. That's not changed. But what has also not changed is the growth of the economy, the growth of the middle class, the consumption story that we've all been talking about for a long time. That's still there. So I think China's a great example of where, as investors, of course, we need to be careful, very selective, but there can be opportunities within this mix.
Yeah, I mean, we can't forget that it is the world's second largest economy, as you say, and still a very compelling growth story as well. But how do you strike that balance? Where do you see opportunities in China at the moment?
We strike it very carefully. So I think property continues to be the elephant in the room, but it's important to note it is a slightly smaller elephant. Markets are extremely aware of this as an issue, obviously, and the ripple through effect. That doesn't mean it's unimportant. Again, it's an elephant, but is somewhat better discounted. What's going to be key going forward, I think, is a revival of animal spirits that we have not seen yet. So not so much the global investors, it's the local investors and local consumers which are key. Just to remind everyone, China is still predominantly a retail market. Around 70% of equity turnover in Chinese mainland equity markets is local people, is retail investors. So it's their confidence that is key to a sort of sustained recovery in markets. And frankly, we just haven't seen that. So we need to see maybe a little bit more stimulus forthcoming to galvanize domestic confidence. And then maybe we as global investors can kind of piggyback onto that. But so far, that has not happened.